In 3, 2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Hello everyone, it's Friday the 24th of June. It's Mike in for Jamie, and it's Take Your Dog to Work Day. And a very happy birthday to Mick Fleetwood, Solange Knowles and Lionel Messi. There was bad news for Boris Johnson in the early hours of Friday morning. The Tories lost not one but 2 by-elections as Labour recaptured Wakefield and the Lib Dems produced an extraordinary swing in Devon to take the Tiverton and Honiton seat. The dual loss was enough for Conservative Party Chairman Oliver Dowden to resign. Boris is currently 6,000 miles away in Rwanda with Prince Charles for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Back in Devon, though, Richard Ford, who won the seat for the Lib Dems, says there's no doubt in his mind that the Prime Minister was on the voters' minds.
Boris Johnson was a theme that came up on every doorstep almost, and I think there's a real feeling now that he has overstayed his welcome as our Prime Minister.
Labour's Simon Lightwood used his acceptance speech to warn there is a message being sent by the people.
Tonight, the people of Wakefield have spoken on behalf of the British people. They have said unreservedly, Boris Johnson, your contempt for this country is no longer tolerated.
A week of travel chaos looks set to continue into the weekend and beyond. And it's not just the railway workers walking out. Now British Airways staff at Heathrow have voted to strike. The unions went on to warn of a summer of discontent unless pay disputes are resolved. Train services will continue to be disrupted today due to the knock-on effects of yesterday's strike, and Saturday's walkout is also set to go ahead. The RMT union says it's extremely likely there'll be more disruption if talks between rail bosses and unions fail. Meanwhile, the RMT boss Mick Lynch has become an unlikely internet sensation after his recent media appearances, which even led to him being asked if he's considered a career in politics.
My job is to represent my members and get them a deal in this dispute, and I'm focused on that. And I'm aware that the press in this country, controlled by very rich people, will be looking to tarnish my reputation and other people involved in this dispute.
And Network Rail's Kevin Groves suggested what could be done to end the rail strikes.
The only way we can fund it ourselves is if the union meets us halfway on the negotiating table, allows us to modernise the way we carry out maintenance, which frees up money to put onto the table, and then we can do something.
Thursday was a busy day in the US as a Supreme Court ruling saw the right to carry guns potentially extended. On the same day, senators voted to implement a gun control bill in the wake of the Uvalde shooting, 15 Republicans joining with Democrats to introduce the bill, which could be signed in days. Thursday also saw the 5th hearing of the January 6th committee, which focused on the US Justice Department and the pressure Donald Trump applied in the wake of the November election. The then acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen and acting Deputy Richard Donoghue described having to continually convince the president that the election conspiracy theories were nonsense, including a rumour about Italian satellites.
Select Committee confirmed that a call was actually placed by Secretary Miller to the attaché in Italy to investigate the claim that Italian satellites were switching votes from Trump to Biden. As he told Mr. Donoghue in that December 27th call, quote, "You guys may not be following the internet the way I do."
The two men were almost replaced by an environmental lawyer, Jeff Clark, who proved more willing to do Trump's bidding.
Toward the end of the meeting, the president, again, was getting very agitated, and he said, "People tell me I should just get rid of both of you."
Most tellingly, the committee listed congressmen who sought pardons immediately after January 6.
He emailed the White House, quote, "Pursuant to a request from Matt Gaetz, requesting a pardon for Representative Gaetz, himself, and unnamed others."
The European Union kicked off a 2-day leaders' summit in Brussels on Thursday with the formal acceptance of Ukraine and Moldova as future candidates for EU membership. Ukraine's President Zelensky expressed his gratitude and said that Ukraine's future is within the EU. The summit continues on Friday, looking at additional aid for Ukraine and the ongoing issue of Russia's blockade of Ukrainian ports, which may lead to a world food shortage. And full membership may still be years away, as the president of Albania, Edi Rama, was keen to point out.
North Macedonia is candidate since 17 years, if I have not lost the count. Albania since 8. I hope the Ukrainian people will not make many illusions about it.
Still to come on the Smart 7, the mother of dragons is back, minus the dragons, and the Overton family have something to celebrate at Headingley.
Right after this.
Welcome back.
Thursday saw the third test get underway between England and New Zealand at Headingley. England already had the series in the bag and they kept up the positive momentum with New Zealand 225 for 5 at the close. There was also a bit of history for the Overton family as Surrey fast bowler Jamie was presented with his first England cap by twin brother Craig before picking up a maiden test wicket.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. You just want to kind of get it quite early, so you sort of get it out the way, and then you can just focus on doing the basic stuff really. So it's nice to get it in I think it was my third ball, my second spell. So yeah, it's nice to get that. Would have been nice to get a few more, but I'd settle with what I've done today.
Now, Emilia Clarke is best known for playing the fearless Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones. But she's moved on from the dragons, poor things, and is now taking on a new challenge in her UK stage debut of Chekhov's The Seagull. She told the BBC's Today programme why she thinks people will want to come and watch.
I'm profoundly aware of the fact that there will be people who love Game of Thrones and are seeing it for that. And so there's a huge, healthy part of my brain that thinks, wonderful, I'm encouraging a different audience to come and see something they never would have seen, ever.
What We Do in the Shadows is back, and Series 4 of the vampire mockumentary boasts more surprise guest stars and more tap dancing than ever before. Matt Berry, Natasha Dimitriou and Kayvan Novak are all back for more mayhem, with the US premiere date of July 12th on the FX network. UK-based fans, though, will have to wait for the release date, but it does look set to stream on iPlayer soon.
This is the big opening of our nightclub. We want the drinks to be very expensive, so then we attract rich humans. Rich humans are basically like veal, conceptually repulsive, but so buttery on my tongue.
My search for a new wife has not been going so great.
I am not a creep. I am just a very ancient warrior who wishes to marry you.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft